Hello again, everyone. Hope you are well on this Tuesday afternoon. It is reading right now 70 degrees. We've had a lot of rain again today. I'm good with the rain. We can stop at any time now. I think we're good for a while, but I'm enjoying the lower temperatures again. I know I sound like a broken record, but can't stress enough. We're going to enjoy it while we can here in North Georgia. 70 degrees feels like 50 degrees in August, right? If you know what I mean. Those of you who live around here, you know what I mean. Yes. A couple of big things to talk about today. We have more news of massive layoffs occurring and more coming. I'll go into that a little bit. Also, new global outbreak fears are surging right now about a global outbreak that is possible or maybe in progress. I'll go into that. Here we go again, maybe. I'll go into that. I also have a really terrific passage to share with you towards the end of this video. It's the best part of the video. And it usually is. I probably always is the last part of it. So if you don't watch anything else, just watch the end of it. But I hope you watch all of it. I appreciate you. I appreciate you watching the video, listening to it. And, I'm not asking you to buy stuff. I don't have a ton of commercials that I do that, the only commercials you see are what YouTube puts on there, and I have no control over that. But I don't crowd with a lot of other stuff in there that I put in and nothing like that. I'm just good with you listening or watching and hitting the like button. And if you hit the like button, that's cool. And if you subscribe, that's sprinkles. That's good too. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Okay, first things first, this Microsoft has announced that they've laid off 9,000. That's a pretty big number, y'all. 9,000 people. 9,000 souls that, they're probably supporting a family. Kids, maybe extended family, trying to keep the rent paid, trying to buy some food, trying to keep up with the bills. Maybe they've been trying to save up something or pay down debt. 9,000 laid off due to the increasing reliance on artificial intelligence. Just with that one move, they say it made Microsoft, it increased their worth millions, maybe billions. I mean, think about it. Whenever I hear the word layoffs and I hear the number after that, it's not like a temporary layoff. These people are gone. And I did say that they had severance packages. Okay. But when I hear a number like 9,000 or even 200, that's people. Those are individual people that were working because they needed to work to make money to live, the cost of living. They're trying to keep up. They might have been the major breadwinner. Maybe they were the only one employed in their home. We don't know. But think about that. Think about it in terms of human. Now, I saw a report, this is hard to believe, that as far as artificial intelligence taking jobs, that in the next few years, we're going to see a big transformation. Estimated, now this is probably globally, but 3 million jobs. It will take over at least 3 million jobs within the next few years globally. AI. I mean, think about that. I don't know how. I don't know what that's going to look like. Really, I mean, how are people going to how are people going to pay rent, mortgage, health insurance, medicine, bills, heat, cool your home, food? How's that going to happen? Is it going to happen? I really don't know. I don't have the answers. What do you guys think? I mean, one common thing people say is artificial intelligence will not be able to pay income tax. Yeah, that's true. But they also don't require health insurance, time off, life insurance payouts, all these benefits, retirement, pension, 401k, contributing to all that. I mean, they don't breaks. They don't require that. It's just wild. I think we're going to see a transformation like no other in our lifetime soon. How do we prepare for that? How can you reinvent yourself? What can you get into a job, or can you, if you're still working age or have to work, what can you do to work where AI will not be, you won't be one of those first casualties of artificial intelligence? What do you need to change? Do you need to change industries, change jobs, start your own little business, start your own gig? What can you do that's authentic, that needs you, not the computer? Something to think about, right? Here we go again. Maybe. Now I'm going to talk about this, but I don't believe that this is the big one. I don't believe that this is the one that will surpass the last. I call it an experiment from 2020. That was a test run. That was a huge, big old, as we say down here, a big old something experiment. It was a dry run, a test run. I don't know about a dry run, but global outbreak fears are surging. It is apparently this is centering around, you guessed it, China, a China virus. Who would have guessed? It's prompting quarantines, and thousands of new cases have been reported. The government has imposed COVID-like quarantines in parts of the country, especially the southern part of the country. 12 cities have reported infections. Over 7,000 infections in one city alone, Foshan, F-O-S-H-A-N. In that one city alone, 7,000. It's crowding up hospitals. They're isolating patients, putting mosquito netting over them. These patients are required to stay at least a week until they test negative. Now, according to this report, now this was on the Daily Mail, no deaths have been reported so far due to this virus. Again, 12 cities are reporting infections, and it's growing. It's getting much bigger. 3,000 cases in just the last week. There's video of workers with those, what looks like a leaf blower, these huge leaf blowers. It looks like a leaf blower, but they're spraying this mist, I guess a disinfectant. It brings back memories of some video we saw back in 2020, 2019, 2020 of them when they were running through the streets with all this, with all this fumigating stuff. Yeah, like what's in that, right? What could go wrong? What could go wrong with that? But anyway, and then they're also making these people do a 14-day, that have the infections, a 14-day quarantine on top of all that. Sounds familiar. It has a familiar feel to it, right? Now, I gave you a clue about the mosquito netting. It says that these are spread primarily by mosquito bites. That's interesting. It said it's rarely, now this is not a brand new virus. It said that these have been kind of common in Asia, South America, although now they've been increasingly reported in Europe and the United States. Let's see, rarely fatal, but can cause debilitating symptoms, especially for elderly, people over 65 with other health issues, especially people with diabetes. It can definitely cause a lot more severe, debilitating issues, symptoms. Yes, and you guessed it. You know what I'm about to say next. The CDC urges the treatment. there is a treatment for it. You probably guessed that already, and they're strongly urging everyone to get treated in preparation or in advance in case you might get this. Right. That's a big fat nope for me, of course. Not just nope, but hell no. No, no, no. No. Not happening for dog. That's for sure. No, no. I don't care. It's a no. You know, the primary care physician that Mrs. Dog and I see, he won't even ask anymore. You know how you go to your yearly physical, and one of the questions usually is, you know, do you want to go ahead and get updated on your cough from 2020 thing, you know? And we've said no so many times. He won't even. Yeah, he's skipping that question. Although, to his credit, he will not push it. He's of a same mind. He's of a like mind as us. He doesn't believe it's effective, which is rare to find a physician, especially a primary care physician, who is like, yeah, you don't need that. You know, we can treat this other ways. And he's very good about that. So we like that. We like that about him. Now, as far as speaking of the COVID, I've heard of some people around here that have started, that have had have been testing positive of that again too. So I don't know if that's making the rounds again, or is that just always with us from now on? It's like the flu, you know, it's going to crop up. You're going to have little surges of it here and there. I think it's pretty much endemic. It's just, you're going to have cases of that come up, and probably more in the fall and winter, just like the flu season is. And so I think that's just with us, you know, and so when I hear that now, I don't, you know, it's different. It's not like, okay, it's like somebody got the flu, you know, or a bad cold. But again, if you have other health issues, if you're elderly, you know, be careful. Be careful. I'll say that. Let's take care of our bodies the best we can. Live as healthy as we can. Let's keep our bodies in motion, moving. I think that helps too. They say a body in motion tends to stay in motion. I agree with that. But anyway, I wanted to bring that news to you. I just noticed that report today. That was on the Daily Mail. And the layoff news, you know, it doesn't surprise me. I think this is just the beginning as far as the layoffs. This is just the beginning. You ain't seen nothing yet on that. And that's something we're going to have to try to navigate. Now, especially those of us who are of working age still, and we're going to have to keep working. We've pretty much resigned to the fact that we've had many talks about this at home, and still do, is that there may not be a day to where, at least not in the foreseeable future, to where we can say that we are retired and do not need to work at all. At the very best, it's going to be something part-time, and that might be as good as it gets. And if that is, we can deal with that. But I don't think it should be like that. A country like the United States, I mean, especially the way the citizens of this country, and especially the middle class, has been, I could use a stronger word, but I won't, has been fleeced so badly that the least they could do is, you know, if you become a certain age and you've worked all your dang adult life, you shouldn't have to work anymore. You shouldn't have to. We've spent such a majority of our adult life working, contributing. You know, it's a dang shame. Like, you go into stores now and you see it's either one or the other. It's either somebody that looks like they're really young, like their first job, or it's the other end of the spectrum, to where it's like, why is it? It's a shame this person has to work right now. I feel sorry for them. Unless now there are some cases where they want to. It's by choice. But I don't believe the majority are by choice. I believe the majority is because they have to. They got to supplement whatever they are getting, right? Anyway, I've gone on probably too long about that. I'm going to go to the passage. It is Galatians. I think it's it should be the Bible app verse of the day, but you know me, I'm probably not going to read just one little verse. But it's not going to be real long. But Galatians, we're in Galatians chapter 6. I'm going to read verse 8 and 9. Focus on 9, but I'm going to start with 8. Chapter 6, verse 8 in Galatians. For the one who sows to his own flesh will reap destruction from the flesh, but the one who sows to the Spirit will reap eternal life from the Spirit. Let's not become discouraged in doing good, for in due time we will reap if we do not become weary. And many other translations says we will reap a reward if we do not become weary or we do not give up. So true. Let's not become discouraged in doing good and keeping doing. You know, we're in such a dark world. There's so much, there's so many false teachings out there. There's so much crime. Lawlessness has increased. Evil is called good and good is called evil. We're seeing it every day. It's in our face. But despite that, and it's all around us, the anger, the crime, the outright meanness, y'all. But despite that, there are awesome people out there. There are angels walking around as humans. I'm convinced of that. And keep doing good in the face of it all. Keep doing good because it says right here in this Bible that if we continue doing that and don't give up, we will reap a reward. That reward could be while we're still on this earth or after, when we go to heaven or the new earth. So I firmly believe that. Bank on it. It's right here. Hope that's encouraging. Continue to do good. All right. Share your thoughts. Be safe. Be alert. Take care of ourselves. Stay close to Jesus. That's the best part. God bless you. I'll see you soon.